Dratso. We return. Your world is moving ever deeper into transformation. A wide range of activities to bring about change are making headway, despite the best efforts of the Dark Cabal to crush opposition to several tyrants who are bent on keeping an iron grip on their unpopular regimes. Furthermore, the number of nations signing on to the agreements of last spring continues to rise. Meanwhile, our prime focus is the swift change of governance in the major nations, as this will make disclosure possible. We have informed our Earth allies that after the initial announcements are made and the many social programs are well underway, a disclosure broadcast is a must, as a pronouncement of this magnitude is essential to moving our personnel into a more public role. Further, your Dark Cabal has many unseen faces who are best removed once we achieve a more public position in these matters. Disclosure marks a point of no return on your path to full consciousness, freedom, and personal sovereignty, and requires a proper champion who can ensure that no retreat from this sacred path is attempted. We have assigned several roving ambassadors to your world who will make themselves public after a suitable post-disclosure period has elapsed. Their purpose is to be watchdogs who will stand guard over your path to full consciousness. Heaven has counseled that we be gentle yet firm in all that we do, and yet we are faced with some very tricky situations. For example, we have carried out several in-depth readings of your global populace, and these surveys and consciousness have revealed many undercover agents tasked with specific acts of sabotage against the new programs once the caretaker governments come into effect. Another concern is that we do not wish our actions to be seen to be heavy-handed, and yet a vast number of further arrests are to take place within weeks of the thousands of detentions of those connected with the old regimes. In reality, these thousands of arrestees will be held on board a mothership, what we call an on-ship program in the customary holographic environment which tailors itself into a locale of your choosing. The major reason for bringing in new governance is to change the environment you live in. You have been steeped in a dark control realm for almost 13 millennia, and during that time darkness has become all-pervasive and deeply entrenched, but now it is to be returned to the light. This is no small task and requires a host of extreme measures to root out and remove those who wish by any means possible to block the Earth Allies' schedule of reforms. Heaven fully comprehends the severity of what needs to be done, and her only edict is that our mode of operation be gracious, fair, and gentle. Our role is to be a sacred sword of change, acting in accordance with all that Heaven decrees. Recently, your local spiritual hierarchy requested that certain reforms, especially the information programs, be adapted to the local conditions of your diverse populations. We have therefore set up a wide-ranging task force to work in concert with the different elements that make up our Earth allies. Our Earth allies are fully aware of Heaven's wishes regarding the basic rules for implementing the reform movement. It is to be, as much as possible, a peaceful revolution of consciousness as it reflects the awakening of spirit in all of you. This spirit needs to be free, sovereign, and abundant. It needs a new atmosphere, born of love not fear. In this new climate of the possible, you will sail beyond apathy and xenophobia and reach out jubilantly to the living universe that surrounds you. Indeed, you are now ready to graduate from a planetary being to a galactic one, in effect, a galactic human. We see our roles as being mentors to you, and as overseers of the edicts entrusted to us by Heaven. We are above all your space family, and as your elder sisters and brothers, we come on a mission to reunite with you, to link you back up with your majestic past and to be the conduits for your magnificent future. You have a most honored position to take up and you need to be prepared to fulfill it with the dignity and joy de vivre that you were formerly noted for. Blessings. We are your ascended masters. The new energies pouring through Gaia's new grids are giving you all a chance to use Heaven's law of divine grace to enhance your life. This act of sacred compassion and karmic repeal has the ability to release you from the bonds of your dark-controlled lives and to place you directly into the flow of the manifesting new earth. A most important act of co-creation for you here is to visualize who you would love to be. Draw upon your deepest longings to pull together an idyllic concept of yourself with all the detail possible. As you do this, ask your higher self, your I Am presence, if what you are envisioning is true. Listen carefully and make any adjustments that may be suggested. Once this image feels right, begin viewing your world through the eyes of this likeness, and imagine ways to adapt the world to the needs and desires of the new you. As you work through this process, note that it requires moving your ego a bit into the background and your truer identity into the fore. It is important at all times to work within the sanction of divine grace, as the purpose is to align your desires with the flow of the divine. In this linking you become a being of light who can perceive how grace operates in physicality. It is through the light of divine grace that your true desires can be realized. Mostly, ego is experienced as an obstacle to your true desires, and many learn to go within to use their intuitive powers to loosen ego's pull on them. When you are in the flow of the new energy, you feel a sense of joy and fulfillment, and this is a sign that you are on the right track. We advise you to try this and to become familiar with talking and listening to your I Am presence. As these new energies pour into your world, our joint efforts to remove the dark cabal progress well. Our associates have completed the legalities required to declare many major regimes illegal. We are also forming up alliances with major contingents inside the military of these same nations, and this activity has now formed a consensus among the world's military leadership, who agree that full cooperation with and support of the global governance transition is a vital task for them to undertake. The final phase of this legal change of governance is rapidly taking shape. All the elements are in place, and what remains is the right time to act. We have conferred with our Garthan advisors and have come up with a way to unfold these most unprecedented actions. Be prepared for a very welcome cavalcade of events. Today, we talked about what is happening to transform your reality. We are ready to push forward with activities to bring disclosure forward and have also prepared our fleet for contact. The Ascended Masters have embarked on a plan to bring your new reality into being. These are exciting times indeed. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of heaven are yours. So be it. Selamat Gahan. Selamat Jah. Surian 41 and me enjoy.